It is the process of joining two or more things together to form a single entity. And that, my friends, is science. Meat, cheese, bread. Fusion happens and you got yourself a sandwich. And that's science, baby. A white girl, Istanbul, Turkey, a questionably low price tag. Fusion transpires and she's got herself a career on Instagram. And that's science, baby. The gun industry in 2025, 2011's Glock mags, Fusion happens and you got yourself a Fusion Firearms XP Pro. Today, me, Crispy, trees, dogs, forerunners, tundras, targets, bushes, concrete. We are gonna fuse it all together to find out if the XP Pro is a winner or if this fusion is the thing of delusion. Cue the montage. Oh, jeez. That's so cool. Let's do this damn thing. Crispy, what are we doing today?
We're fusing.
Fuse the shit out of your life. We're gonna fuse your life together. Don't even know what that means, right? We're just gonna fuse it all together, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you. It's probably a Friday, and I hope you guys are having a good Friday. And most of you probably not watching this on Friday. So whatever, happy whatever day of the week it is to you. Today we are doing just a good old-fashioned gun review. There are videos that are about telling stories of old guns and, you know, showing you just cool shit. And then sometimes it's like, no, we're going down and dirty, man. We're going good old-fashioned gun review today. And that's what we're doing about this Fusion Firearms XP Pro, a gun I learned about maybe a year ago as one of the incoming sort of Glock mag 2011 hybrid things. And today we're gonna break it all down. Fusion Firearms sent me the gun for the video, pretty standard affair here. In case you're wondering, that's, yeah. If, you know, companies will send us guns. I'm not sending the gun back. That's pretty clearly communicated in advance. It doesn't mean you get a free pass. Where there is criticism to be laid, it shall be laid. And where there is praise to be given, it shall be given. So we're gonna talk all about it, but before we do that, guys, you know who else likes Fusion? And I know, because I know them. The guys at National Armory, they fuse shit together all the time. I don't know if they actually carry Fusion firearms. They might not, I don't know, but they like to fuse it all together. So they're in the Pittsburgh, PA area. But if you're not there, you're like, Jake, how in the world am I gonna get to Pittsburgh? I don't live in Pittsburgh. I can't drive from Los Angeles. No, but the World Wide Web exists. So, you know, you could search National Armory and you could figure it out. We're doing some Instagram videos and some of like the different things they have that come up for auction and things like that. You guys are tracking, you know? And they really get some cool stuff in. I've got like 5 used pieces of hardware in from them right now that I'm doing some research on. They just really get some like really cool kind of used vintage stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, you can check them out. If you like new production stuff, you can check that out as well. Please tell me, for the love of fucking baby Jesus, I'm gonna have to go. This guy wants to collect our brass. This is why God invented the P2000, everyone. If you're wondering what I carry, that. Oh, great.
I'm just picking up brass.
Okay, we're gonna be shooting up there some.
Yeah, leave all you can.
Everyone, don't be that guy. Guy's in a button-up dress shirt and a Ranger. He said, leave all you can.
I'm just picking up brass.
Yeah, I'm aware, sir. I'm aware of what you're doing. No, what do they call them? Brass goblin? A goblin.
Yeah.
That's what you put in a goblin. Everyone, don't be a brass goblin. No one likes that guy. So, but anyway, National Armory, they don't like that guy either. You know what? I've talked to them about it. They don't like that guy either. So anyway, they got used stuff, new stuff. Check them out, Pittsburgh, PA, World Wide Web. You guys will figure it out. You guys can plug in the code 1911. That'll save you 10% off of National Armory. Appreciate their support. On with the show now. All right, guys, let's start breaking it down. Tell you some basics about the gun, some things I think you should know. Take you on a little gun tour here. We gotta start with Fusion Firearms because the truth is, prior to getting into this video and the XP Pro coming out, I'd never heard of Fusion Firearms. That was not like a household name for me, and I'm kind of into 1911s. And that's interesting because they started as a 1911 shop. I'm pretty sure I'm tracking if I remember the story correctly here, but basically one of the, maybe not founders of Dan Wesson, but like one of the head guys of Dan Wesson leaves Dan Wesson or gets bought out, something to that effect, and goes over and starts Fusion Firearm, and they were really starting as a 1911 shop. And the best way, if you were to peruse their site, the best way I can describe it to you is they make a lot of random shit, and it's like, what is this? You know, what is a gun company? Is this a part company? Like, what am I dealing with here? They make all kinds of 1911 parts. They make stuff for shotguns. They make an actual Glock clone and shotguns and 1911s. The Glock clone is just like, look, I mean, I'm no friend to the Glock clone community, but I mean, it's not great looking. It's definitely like, why does this exist? And that's something that I think in the world of reviewing things that sometimes we lose sight of, that you don't see in many reviews, is like critical thought applied to the thing. It's like, sometimes it's not just about like, was it good or is it bad? It's like, what's the relevance of it? Like, where does this fit in? Like, what does this accomplish? Like, critical thought has to be applied to this stuff. So I know with Fusion, I didn't get to do like kind of my typical research call with them prior to filming the videos, some scheduling conflicts, yada, yada, yada. Didn't get to happen. Wasn't on my end of the equation. I was available. But to some degree, I know that they are a machine shop. I don't know the full extent to that, but I do know that they machine some parts. But there's kind of just some vagueness to all of it where I can't really tell you what's going on there. And that bled over into the XP Pro video because we'll show you some B-roll, specifically of the markings on the slide. But even on the site, they say that the XP Pro is a collaboration between Fusion Firearms and Ermox. And I was like, what the heck is Ermox? And this showed up for me earlier in my little review process because on this side of the gun, right here, you know, this side says, you know, Fusion Firearms XP Pro. Say anything else of note? Fusion Firearms, Venice, Florida. Oh, well, that's actually the first time I've seen that. How did I not see that before? Okay, well, that'll lead perfectly into my point. I saw this marking over here, and I thought it said Ermo, which is like, is that a Sesame Street character? Ermo?
Definitely not.
No?
No.
There's someone on Sesame Street that sounds like Ermo. Elmo. Elmo? Ermo. No relation to Elmo from Sesame Street. You know, I started going like, well, who is this Ermo thing? And then I noticed this logo, and then I saw on the website it said Ermox, and I'm like, so what is Ermox? And I go to the Ermox website, which is the most vague thing you've ever seen in your entire life, and it's talking about we're an approved defense contractor to make certain weapons, and it's not saying anything beyond that. You're just like, but who are ya? And so I start doing some homework, and as I just discovered on the bottom of this, made in Turkey. And there's ultimately nothing wrong with that. But I guess my only point to that is I didn't know that. And I guess that's more on me as the user to have not known that. But I don't know why I thought heading into this is like American company spinning up a new gun, which frankly, I'm a lot more likely to kind of rally behind as long as it's fundamentally good. And I just didn't know that this fundamentally is probably really a Turkish gun, which also explains how the price is so low, which we'll get to in a second. So it's like, there's no fundamental issue with that, but it did deflate a little bit of my like kind of excitement for seeing something new in the American market. I was just going like, oh, so this is another Turkish clone. And I feel like I'm living in like Turkey purgatory right now because today we had our Mac 2011 video come out, and today we filmed a Gearson video, and now I got another turkey gun, and I'm just like, man, okay, this is the last of the turkey videos for the year, everyone. I can assure you that, unless something goes disastrously long. So anyway, I know it's a long-winded rant, but just to let you guys know, it's like, well, you know, there is like that side of it. It is another Turkish gun at the end of the day. So moving forward, a trend that's very much inside of the double stack 1911 world right now is alternative magazine guns. And you've really got 5 main options here. Stealth Arms with the Platypus, Staccato HD, Alpha Foxtrot with the X15, or sorry, S15, because I believe their actual 2011 takes 2011 mags, if I remember that correct. And then the OA Defense 2311. And now you throw in the Fusion XP Pro. And they're all actually pretty different guns. Of that bunch, to go ahead and do a little bit of a spoiler here, of the bunch of like alternative mag, double stack 1911s, the Platypus is still the standout star here, okay? It is still the one that at the end of the day, if one of these is getting my money, not even really debatable for me, like the Platypus is the standout star there. And it's not that I'm saying the Platypus is perfect and they might not have an issue here or there or something like that. But I'm just saying they do seem to be the one that's figured it out and priced for options. And we'll get into that as we go into the video. The XP Pro is closer to the Staccato than it is the Platypus. And I say that in part just because it is a separate grip and frame. So it is closer to a 2011 that way versus the Platypus, which is all one billet piece of aluminum. So this, we've got a frame, we got a grip, bolted together right there, as you can see. The hallmark feature, of course, of the XP Pro is that it runs on Glock mags. Nothing shocking there. Well, maybe you didn't know that. If you didn't know that, then now you do. It runs on specifically on Glock 17 mag, so if you care if it's on a 19 or a 17 mag, it's on a 17 mag. Now, they sort of bill that this is all milled parts. The price comes in at $1,200. So I guess that's one thing that we can say for this is it is the cheapest of the alternative mag 2011 style guns. But again, I am kind of left going back to, all right, the Platypus is a US gun, the Staccato is a US gun, OA Defense is, Alpha Foxtrot is not. So you go, okay, cool. Like, yeah, the price is down, but it is at that trade-off of like, yeah, you're getting a foreign gun now. And it's not that I'm really trying to shit on the gun for that. It's just like, I didn't know that. And it's like, I kind of wish I did going in. It just, you know, fit and finish of the gun. Ain't nothing notable. It's, I don't know if you guys can, you know, she's rattly, you know. It's not going to win any tight tolerance award, thumb safety included. A little weak on the retention, kind of the D10 of that. We'll get to that at the range a little bit. But fit and finish, yeah, nothing super noteworthy. It does come on a steel frame. Gun's coming in at 35 ounces. The grip is aluminum, and let's spend some time talking about that, because I swear you could have fooled me if you told me this is plastic. I still feel like this is plastic. It's like, at this point, I'm actually wondering, was my note correct on this? Is this aluminum? Because it really, like, you could have fooled me. And if you said this was plastic, I'd have been like, yeah. I'm gonna take their word on it that it's aluminum. But I just don't like the grip. There's no other way to put it. The grip is pretty bad. It doesn't look good. It's really wide down here at the bottom. It's like this damn club foot of a grip where you're just like, that's a, you know, that's a hefty lower portion of the grip there. You know, it's just not aesthetically pleasing at all, and it really just doesn't have any grip. This is not beneficial at all for grip. There's really nothing forward or back, so it's just, you know, in terms of guns that aren't very grippy, that's pretty high on the list of not very grippy guns. The magwell, I also feel, based on the size of the gun, you know, which is a 4-inch gun, it's like the magwell is just kind of overkill. You know, it's like, so what, you know, because that's like a magwell that you would see on a competition gun, but it's on effectively what is more so like a kind of all-purpose or even CCW capable gun, but the magwell is massive. Now, granted, you could take that off, right? You could just back that out. I haven't, but yeah, of course you could take that off. But I don't know, just kind of mistimed, you know, selection on the size of the magwell there. Does have a functional grip safety. Trigger is pretty dang mushy. I know we talked about it at the range, so I'll just save that for some range footage. Mag release, super underwhelming for a lefty. It's pretty much a big hot spot. We talked about that at the range, so we'll save that for over there. The slide stop is fairly wide, which I do like. For a lefty perspective, it does make your reloads pretty clean, like when you're reloading and you've got a nice positive ledge here, minus the fact that the mag release is completely digging into my hand right there. But ambidextrous safety, not great. I know we talked a little bit about the range, so we'll save that. Moving up to the top half, got a 4-inch slide. Gun comes only in 9mm, so for those of you 10mm enthusiasts, I think there's only like 12 of you, but you're really loud. So it's like, guys, I hear you. I know you like 10mm. I got it. Let's move on. This bad boy only comes in 9mm. Does come cut for an RMR. I have the outstanding Sly Tactical. I don't know how we say this thing, but we'll talk about that at the range. Like, really, it's hard to outdo what they've done with this dot. And just remember, if they see this video, the dot guys asked me to do a video. They were like, would you like to review our products? And I said, no. And I said, but I do have kind of a weird gun that could maybe benefit from having a weird dot. So they sent me 4 of these, you know. So Crispy has one. I gave him one, which is really more of a punishment than a gift, as it turns out.
It broke too.
Yes.
And I haven't fired around with that dot on it.
Yeah, so we'll get to the range here momentarily. Does come with an iron sight plate, cut for an arm. I already said that. And then I guess we'll just mention the serrations in the finish. So they make this in a black, and then this basically like sort of hard chrome overcoat. They call it a tenifer finish with a hard chrome overcoat. And I thought it looked kind of cool, like a little funky, definitely loud, but I was like, between that and just another black gun, I mean, it's like there's black guns everywhere in here. I was like, let's do the chrome thing, why not? And it's really slick. And here's part of where that becomes a problem. Most any pistol you could grab in here that has front serrations, I've actually just started ignoring that as a talking point in videos, because it's like, yeah, they're serrations, they work, you grab them. They don't. I mean, it's the only time in recent memory that I can actually show you front serrations that don't do anything. I mean, they're effectively useless, but you could grab, I don't know, these window cut. We could play this game, which is very uncomfortable, but it's like, this is a stunning rare case of like, so we took the effort to serrate this thing and they're useless. And then with this slick hard chrome overcoat, I have this very slick gun with serrations that are virtually, you know, non-existent. And it's like, wow, this is actually a case of a modern gun that is effectively useless at doing, I'm not saying you can't get away with it, but I'm also saying like, look, if I'm I'm squeezing and I'm just putting pressure on the gun and it's like, you literally will just slip off the gun. It's weird. Like, I don't know, like, did someone in Turkey not highlight this? Like, what's going on here? But anyway, that's enough of this guy ranting here. Let's cut over to the range.
Guys, here's the deal. Checkmate Mags is sponsoring today's video, a handful of other videos upcoming, and they make a really good 2011 mag. Now, let's just say that you're a competitor. I don't know a whole lot about competition shooting, but let's just say that you're running what is a comp gun considered? An open gun, I believe. Now, I don't know how the magazines work, but I think magazine tube size is what matters in competition, not capacity. So if we're looking at capacity, again, Checkmate UHC mag, count these bad boys up. $19, that's correct. You guessed 19 rounds. So they managed to take a standard 126mm tube, which typically holds 17 rounds, and they crammed 19 into it. When I heard about this, I was like, yes, please. Like, I will, you know, you're welcome to send me some mags, but I will straight up go buy these right now, because that +2 rounds is fantastic. Getting 19 rounds out of these bad boys, like, that is really, really exciting stuff. So again, they're called the UHC Ultra High Capacity Mags, made in the USA, lifetime warranty, free shipping over 199 bucks. So this is really a must own if you're a 2011 guy. I imagine some of you are already rushing to the interwebs right now and you're plugging this in and you're figuring it out. So anyway, appreciate Checkmate Mags. We'll move on with the show. Oh, wow. I think I saw a shockwave.
Yeah, there it is. Actually, I bet that was a shockwave. Like, invite us out, guys. Think about, oh, there it goes. 14, 15, 15-second delay. 15 seconds for that sound to get here. 16. Jeez. That's so cool. Sound travels 3.2 miles?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. This shit rattles homes. 30 miles direct shot. There it is. This is behind it. How about them bombs, everyone? Pretty cool stuff, right? That doesn't happen very often, so it's always kind of a thrill. Sadly, it was wasted because I'm like, what are we gonna do? Stage some like badass images on the Fusion gun? Seems like kind of a waste of talent of those bombs. But anyway, on to more important things. Let's talk about sort of practical reliability, trigger, all that fun shit when it comes to the Fusion XP Pro. Has it been reliable? Let's see if it can make it through a mag. Good enough, close enough to a mag. Yeah, gun's been reliable. Actually, haven't had a single hiccup, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I don't know why would I even say that? Why would I not be perfectly honest with you? The gun has had no issues. Now, there's more to a gun in terms of if it's good or relevant or not based on purely on reliability. It's like, hey, that is a part of the equation. If it can't run, and there's really nothing else to talk about. But the gun in this case has run reliably. A couple things, and I'm gonna bring out a couple of the competitors here in a sec with the Platypus and the Staccato HD, and we'll kind of do a little kind of head-to-head stuff. But in terms of, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, I guess one thing, maybe just of note, not about the gun, but about the dot, because I'm sure some of you already saw this. How do we say this? Kylie or Siley? It's got to be one of the two, right? But this model, it's a great name. This is the Wolf EDG, the Wolf EDG. And I really got to tell you guys, this thing has been so good that I don't actually feel the need to use it anymore. Mostly because it's already dead. It actually died earlier today, which is unfortunate. Only made worse by the fact that we're down 2 of these dots today because Crispy's also died. So when it comes to, you know, that notion of buy once, cry once, on red dots, that's kind of the truth. Hollow Sun is the exception. They make a very, very good product at a reasonable price. This bad boy, however, couldn't make it 3 weeks before it completely shit the bed. And just in case you're wondering, no, it's not the battery. I replaced the battery today. And the old girl's still dead. Now, holster compatibility, fortunately on this, compatible with, dang it, I was gonna say standard 2011 holster, but I actually don't know that to be the truth here. This is from a holster company I used to spend some money with, and I don't actually know what gun this was made for. I think it was actually for a single stack 1911. So I actually am gonna bow out on holster compatibility here. I'm not entirely sure. In terms of like trigger controls, all that kind of stuff, the only couple of little quirky things that I've had occasionally today, for whatever reason today, because filming days are just like that, I've been able to actually engage the safety while shooting. It was well documented in the Staccato HD video that I basically ride my thumb off to the side, seeing if I can, so like when I death grip the gun with a high grip, sometimes I'll have that, say it was close to going right there in that little tiny flick that I just gave it, put it on. So I do wish there was a little more retention on the thumb safety. It's not a huge deal. It's not really a wide paddle over here, but it might be marginally, I don't know. I think it sticks out a little further is the design because of whatever this piece is right here. I think it's just kind of the nature of the design. The other little quirky complaint I have from a lefty perspective is the mag release. The mag release is really a hot spot. It's not like life-changingly bad, but like this really needs to be beveled. Like they really need to be knocking down the edge on this because it is notably sharp. And for a lefty, right, if you think about it, this middle finger here is what is making contact if you're riding high on the gun with that mag release. And when it's really kind of hot spotty like that, it's just uncomfortable. It's not really killing your shooting experience. It's just kind of uncomfortable is the bottom line. But let's grab a couple of the other guns, kind of go talk about triggers on each versus
grip angles, because fundamentally all three of these bad boys are running Glock mags. So hey, let's put them head to head. Maybe other people have done that on YouTube yet, but I don't know. Maybe they haven't. So the Staccato, look at that. Hollow Sun dot comes on right away. No issues. Man. I haven't shot this since the day we reviewed it. And I'm reminded, jeez, it's just not a great shooting gun. It's just not a great shooting gun. So recoil on the HD, this shoots softer. Let's go platypus compared to the Fusion gun. Acro comes on right away, no issues. Well, if anyone in the comments has a theory on this, so I'm on max brightness. It's actually one brighter than I like. I hit the down button once and the whole dot goes off. Maybe this is a setting that I have engaged. Please tell me my beloved Acro hasn't just shit the bed. Is this my day with dots right now? Okay. I'd say by a small margin, platypus is probably the softest shooting of these. Also keep in mind there's an X300 on that. It's a longer barrel, so not exactly apples to apples, but that is an all aluminum frame, so weight-wise still probably relatively similar. God, as much as it really breaks my heart to say it, the Staccato is actually probably the thumpiest, not least pleasant shooting gun of the three of those. In terms of the grip angle of this, that's always one thing. Well, unfortunately, since I don't have a dot, I'm really kind of left going with the tippy top of these iron sights and trying to determine how it points. I'll just put it this way. I haven't noticed that this points like a Glock or anything like that. To me, it's pointing pretty similar to what I would expect a 1911 to point like. The HD. In case anyone was wondering if that noise had gone away. I'll sneak up on someone. No, you're not. I don't know. I feel like they all kind of point about the same if I'm being candid with you guys. Platypus actually kind of, I don't know. To me, platypus actually points the most naturally of the three of these. I also do like the grip by far the best. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In terms of the trigger, look, here's the deal. Clean, clean, clean. The platypus leaves you feeling like you're shooting an actual 1911 or 2011. The Staccato, in case you're also wondering if the safety issue's gone away. No, it has not. That said, I do think for those of you that ask a lot, I think Staccato has fixed the thumb safety. Don't quote me on that, but the reports on the street seems to be that they have fixed that. The trigger on the HD, I think is actually decent. I don't think it's, you know, the whole Series 80 thing is really that bad. The Fusion, I would, oh no. Leave it to a film day. So I'm trying to do a quick analysis here. This is the first issue I've actually had. So what is going on here? So that, well, let's see what we got in there, everyone. You're along for the journey now. So slide was not locked back. Okay. That round was beginning to start to feed, and I have a round that is in the chamber that failed to eject. So, damn it. We can't catch a break today, everyone. We cannot catch a break today. Everything is just, it's just, like, what are we even doing? What are we even doing here right now? Like, at some point, let's just go home. This day has not gone great. The magazine dropping is really not a gun issue. That's a shooter issue. That's naturally where my grip rides. If this doesn't have a heavy mag release spring, which I usually put in, so that little bit of pressure sometimes can drop mags. So I don't know where we left here. The trigger, it mush. It's just not crisp. There's just, so it's just mushy once you, and this is where like, once you spend a lot of time, if you had never shot 1911s and you grab this trigger, you'd be like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever felt. But if you spend a lot of time behind the platform, you're gonna leave probably being a little, you know, underwhelmed on that. Yeah, no Series 80 shit. So, I don't know, guys. Like I said, it has fundamentally been reliable. It doesn't shoot lights out. There's nothing life-changing about it in either direction. It's just kind of like, yeah, that's, you know, it's fine. It's fine. And with that said, back to the studio.
All right, everyone, back from the range. Let's talk about who the XP Pro might be for, and then kind of where it fits into the landscape. Because I think, like I said earlier, often it's a bigger conversation than like, is it good or is it bad? It's like, yeah, but what does it accomplish? Like, where does it fit in? So, in my opinion, sometimes people get, you know, someone wants to get into 1911s or double stack 1911s, but they need that bridge gun, you know, a gun where they're like, whether for whatever their reason, typically because of price that might make them a little reluctant, or mag compatibility, right? Having a gun, they got to get all new mags, all that kind of stuff. It's like they need a gun to make that first yes a little bit easier. It's kind of like they need a gateway drug, right? And I think something like the XP Pro can accomplish that because it is running on a very popular magazine and it's at a pretty attractive price point. So that's really where I see this fitting in, is more as a bridge gun for some people. But I would also tell you, I think it's a risky purchase, okay? Because the truth is, I just have no clue if Fusion Firearms is going to be around in 3 years. I got no clue. You know, again, when you look at their site, I'm telling you, you guys can look at their site and be like, so it's shotguns, it's 1911, some of which Crispy just highlighted to me are actually quite expensive, which is almost like, oh boy, that's actually even more. I don't know what to make of that. There's all these random parts, there's Glock clones, and I'm kind of left with the classic line from Office Space, which is, you know, what would you say you do here, Fusion Firearms? I'm not really clear on what it is that we do and what the mission is, and turkey's in the equation. I'm just kind of left being very confused here. But if we start to weigh where this fits into the Glock 2011 market, you really got to look at who it's going against. And we just did this a little bit at the range. But of course, one, and I would just, you know, like I already mentioned, I think the leading candidate here is the Platypus. But if you just kind of hit some stats on all these, average price point on the Platypus is going to come in around $2,000. Now you can take them above that, you can take them below that, you can probably get them down to like 1,500-ish. But I'd say as an average ballpark, you're looking at about $2,000 there. But you have tons of customization. By the way, for all of you that always ask me about my color pattern on this, Stealth Arms has it. I've told them they are welcome to share it with anyone that asks. So just in case you're seeing this and you're like, I've been thinking about DMing them about getting this colors, I don't even have it. Stealth Arms has it and they have my permission to send it out. But you can fully customize these for a couple of grand. Far better grip and frame in terms of texture and just feel, quality. It's one billet piece. I like that. It's a better trigger. I mean, it's a trigger that is truly feels exactly like a 1911 trigger. Overall, better styling. It's just way closer to actually feeling like a 2011 or a 1911. We cut over to the Staccato. Price around $2,700, which is what makes this gun a little tough for me because I can't really find anything that I think it notably does well other than, I guess, the controls. And I'm sure it's, you know, ultimately a very reliable gun, but it's like, you know, once we cross that bridge of reliability, it's like we're all kind of playing in a similar, it's like, okay, do you need your gun to go 10,000 rounds without a malfunction? Like it's just like, sometimes I don't see the point of the reliability conversation. But the jury's still out for me on these. Obviously, the initial ones did have some issues. It seems like they are well into the process of fixing those or potentially having them all fixed. I don't know that for sure, just speculating. But I am not left loving how these guns shoot. I just don't find them to be particularly pleasing shooting guns. They're thumpy. Like, I mean, this I think shoots worse than the XP Pro, you know? It's just like, man, that kind of breaks my heart given that I actually fundamentally really like Staccato. Ambidextrous controls, and The thing with the Staccato that you can put in its corner is you can rest assured Staccato is not going anywhere. I think that that is a well-funded company that has plenty of future ahead of itself. And if you have an issue, customer service is going to be great. It's like fundamentally you're dealing with, I think, a very good, reputable, great American gun manufacturer. I just happen to not like the HD. It's like unfortunate that that was our first thing together. You go over to the Alpha Foxtrot, the S15 thing, the one that runs on the Shield Arms mags, those come in around $14.50. When it first came out, it did have a little bit of an appeal because I think they might have been first to that market. I'm going from memory here. I know it was probably pretty close, but they might have actually been first to the alternative mag, 1911 kind of thing. But I think they've really just left the conversation. I just don't think their actual 2011, their actual comp gun now, that might be a different story. But the actual S15 thing, I just don't think anyone's actually buying those things. And then we look at the OA Defense 2311. The price on those ranges from $1,900 to $3,300. And there's just no way around it. It is simply way too expensive. I don't get it. I don't know who's buying these. I don't know why they're buying them. I just... There's nothing about that gun that I find particularly redeeming. If you're coming from a Glock, and this is my hunch without knowing, you know, I don't watch the reviews on these things, but it's just like, I'm sure there's a lot of people saying a lot of nice things, and I'm like, yeah, what gun are you coming over from? Because if you're coming over from a Glock and you pick up a 2311 and you're like, the trigger's so crisp and the control and yada, 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 it's like, well, yeah, compared to a Glock, yeah, that's probably true. But if you pick up one of those guns or shoot them, feel them, and you're into this kind of stuff, 1911s, 2011s, you're going to be left pretty underwhelmed there. So I just don't think it's a particularly relevant gun. I just don't think that they know that yet. So the Fusion becomes, essentially is fitting into this box of, you want this style of hybrid gun, but you're on a budget of, you know, $1,000 to $1,200. These are coming in at $1,200. It's the most budget friendly of all of them. But I'm left with kind of a similar feeling to when a worse feeling. I was going to say a similar feeling to when I reviewed the original Jacob Gray, in the sense that I thought, hey, this is a good start. This could use some refinement and everything, but it's like, it's fundamentally a good start. I just want to see push the ball a little bit further and, you know, fix their smooth, weird grip that they had on it and just some of the design choices, but fundamentally it's a pretty good gun. I wouldn't say that this is that close to the Jacob Gray. It's just kind of like interesting concept. I'm like, it definitely needs another level of refinement. They got to fix the grip, shrink the mag weld down. The finish is kind of a cool concept, but not at the risk of like me just sliding off the guns. The serrations are useless. The trigger's not great. The thumb safety's too weak. Man, the more I go down the list here, it's not sounding great, is it? Yeah. It turns out it's actually not sounding as optimistic as I started the review process on this. The good news is it's been reliable, so we can check that box. I don't think it's a bad gun. I'm just left going, where does it fit in? Why would I buy that when the Platypus exists? Anyone in the comments? Like, answer, like, why wouldn't I build a $1,500 Platypus on Glock mags? Everything about it is better. Made in the US, supporting an American brand. It's like, why wouldn't I just do that? And I don't have an answer why I wouldn't. I would do that 10 times out of 10. There's not a scenario where I'm buying an XP Pro over a Platypus. And by the way, guys, Platypus has never paid me $1. Like, because I know you guys love to play the shield game sometimes. It's like, yeah, I got a free gun from Stealth Arms. Like, cool, great. I didn't pay for any of these guns. It's like, I'm on neutral territory here, right? I would get that gun 10 times out of 10 over that. And frankly, I get it 10 times out of 10 over the Staccato. So it's like, that's kind of what I'm left with, man. I'm not trying to really shit on the Fusion thing. It's a little confusing and I just don't really know where it fits into the market. Is it ever really going to be a contender and like a hitter in the 2011 hybrid market? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So again, not bad. If you wanted to buy one, I'd say knock yourself out. Been reliable, but go buy a Platypus. Okay, guys, that's it for the video today. Man, I feel like I've been just a Debbie Downer all day. We've had bombs going off. A tornado almost hit us. Most of the guns didn't hardly work today. That one actually did pretty good. But anyway, guys, that is what it is. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope the kids are doing good. Tell the kiddos hi from Papa Jake here at the 1911 Syndicate, and we'll see you next week. That was a big boy. That's a big boy. There it is. Oh, shit, that's a double. That's a double. Oh, boy. This is gonna be a good sound here. It's gonna be a double.